Whoa, hello there. What are you doing?
Hi, I'm Jeff. Today we're checking out Vane. It's a recently released zombie game that has been compared to the zombie greats such as projectzomboid, but not all think this way. I compiled a list of the worst Vane reviews and will be putting them to the test. We're gonna see if this game is a first-person projectzomboid or a buggy mess that's not even worth pocket change. Here are the rules. I have to test every review and see if they're valid, and throughout my time with this game, I need to find one part of the game that makes it worth buying. Let's jump right in. Sleeper13 says, "This game could be great if it weren't for the spawn system. Walk into a house, clear it, walk across the street to clear another house, go back to the first house, zombies back. It's almost like some trans-dimensional rift opened up to deposit more Z's. Except I ain't never seen no trans-dimensional rift." So this one's pretty straightforward. We need to hunt for a trans-dimensional rift. To begin, I followed in the footsteps of Sleeper. I found 2 houses, cleared both, which was pretty easy considering there's no zombies in either of them. And on my first course back, I immediately found something fishy. I ignored the zombie that was waiting for permission to enter my home and hunted for the rift, but to no avail. I kept going back and forth, killing every zombie I seen, but I couldn't figure out if they were spawning out of thin air or coming in from surrounding areas. I decided I needed to switch locations to confirm my suspicions, and that's when I found it. This house held the answers. I blocked the upstairs bedroom with the chair, went outside, and shot the only zombie that was in the room, only to come back later to find another zombie at the window. That room held the rift. I rushed upstairs, broke down the door, but there was nothing. So I reblocked the door and tested it one last time. I was close. There were signs everywhere. And that's when I heard something upstairs. I couldn't find the rift, but I found one thing: the truth. Bruce says, "Right off the bat, classic issue that you can find in almost every survival game. I've eaten 3 chocolate bars, can of dog food, can of corn, and that reduced my hunger by around 10%. So by that logic, I should eat 10 times the amount of food to be satiated. Simple enough." Thankfully, my character was quite hungry after a little experiment. I wasn't going to spend hours looking specifically for chocolate bars, dog food, and corn, but I found something that was close enough. 6 cans of cat food. Despite having the proper tools to open the cans of cat food, my genius character decided to skip opening the cans and went straight for it, hurting his teeth. After instructing him to open the cans, I indulged in 6 straight cans of cat food, which, come to find out, each individual can decreased my hunger by 10%, and he was quite satisfied after his tasty meal. Your review is busted. Doipus says, "Refunded after 30 min. Good idea, but highly unfinished. Cars go flying if you hit a pebble. All of the zombie walk with the same animation and union. It looks pretty goofy. Finish this, please. This is pretty unfinished. I'm not sure why this game has such good reviews." Yep, that checks out. But let's go back. Cars flying? Now that's something I have to test. This only took a little bit of trial and error before this happened. Kita says, "No. I'm not really sure how to test this one." Kyle says, "I don't know what kind of RFK brainworm these reviewers got, but this game is not good in its current state. Tiny map. Zombies spawn in front of you. Zombies aren't even a threat, to be honest. Whoa! Yeah, this one's pretty obvious." I'm Jeff says, "Please like and subscribe. I usually get like 10 views per video, and half of those my dogs and wife, so it'd be greatly appreciated." Smurf says, "Zombies spawn out of thin air and are always aware of you. They just pretend not to be sometimes." The best way to test this one is with stealth. I snuck into the house undetected and expertly and stealthily dismantled part of the fence. I immediately noticed a zombie sticking his head through a wall, seemingly knowing right where it was. I struck down a zombie in the yard and went back to the wall zombie. It didn't seem aggroed, so I robbed it of all its clothes and belongings. It was now a naked wall zombie. The zombies in the house didn't seem to notice that I was outside as I made my way around. Suspiciously, both zombies laid down the second I opened the door. Maybe they do just pretend not to see me. I tried to sneak up on the first, but it turned straight at me, so I dealt with it. I was able to sneak up on the second one before it spotted me, proving that stealth is in fact possible, but it still does not protect you from the zombies spawning in the building. Kimbo Kong says, I hate to love on independent games. I really do. But most of the positive reviews are just in hope that this game gets better. But if I'm being honest, it's just the same as 95% of independent survival sandbox failures. Combat is terrible, hitboxes all over the place, zombies barely respawn and pose no threat. The whole scroll and click through every option of the UI made me want to love myself in the first 5 minutes. You'll spend most of your game scrolling through 50 options just to open a window or a lock. Now, come on, Kong. It can't be that bad.
Okay, insert key. How do I drive? Jeez. Wait, what? Can I not enter? Why is exit the first option? How do I turn on the lights? Flow beams. I don't want to push, I want to search. Do I also need to point the vents at me? How do I bandage myself?
Now what makes Vane worth buying? That's easy. It's worth it because you can do 6 tricks like this.